The problem is, you might not be tapping into that experience to help showcase your expertise. And if you make the mistake of trying to showcase your expertise, you might come across as a braggart. You might come across as arrogant. You might come across as intimidating.
Mentors who give you advice to be just like them, get another mentor. Let me just put that out there. If they're trying to create a mini me, that's not a good idea, right? They should be mentoring you to help you along your career journey.
Like, I've been trying to think about raising a $10 million vehicle to start 4 businesses. I know that will probably take me a year, but in the meantime, I have the first 2 businesses defined. And in talking to VCs, many of them were just like, why don't you just get started in terms of building those? And so that's actually what I'm doing.
For me personally, my optimism is around the fact that that people have taken the digital world quite seriously. When we started GSC years ago, at the time when we talked about virtual accelerators, remote employment, it was something that people thought was just so unnecessary, so irrelevant. But now to come to a world where everybody recognizes how important that is, not to say that it replaces the in-person component, but that's a very great complement to what's taking place. It's good to see the world understanding what's taking place. And now we're talking about the metaverse and virtual reality and this whole element.
But nobody has a structure. Where's the scaffolding to create peace? So you have to begin to lay that down. We're at the stage we're running out of resources, hence they go to asteroids and the moon to mine it. But if we still see ourselves as a primitive species that is always fighting and squabbling over the spoils, then we'll always be a primitive species. So can we design into our storytelling?
Building your brand will increase your influence. It will increase your potential to receive opportunities and so much more.
People who inspire me tend to be people that I not only look up to, but folks that I am constantly learning from or learning life lessons from. It's not just about, how amazing they've been, and I really appreciate it. Because I'm not a huge fan of Elon Musk, but I do love the fact that, to your point, he has started businesses in a really vulnerable way, not being an expert.
In terms of in-depth GSC workshops that you guys have received so far, we had career strategy in the digital age. Are you a AAA threat? Where we went over ways to really maximize your, I would say, productivity in the digital space when it comes to career strategy. Then we had our future of work, remote work boot camp. And then last Thursday, which was very popular, we had an entrepreneurship and side hustle boot camp session.
Whether it's LinkedIn or whether I know somebody who knows somebody, to have real conversations with people that look like me about their experience at companies, especially if it's like a Microsoft, it's huge. You're likely to find somebody who maybe you can talk to. I'm big on doing that, and especially people who aren't even connected to the role I'm applying to, because they have, ideally I find, no skin in the game to lie to me about what it's like over there.
And during that time, I remained so curious about everything that I was working on. And that curiosity led me to multiple opportunities where I was able to then sit back and think about, what do I want to do in my career? Is this a place that I want to build a career at?